your tires.
The last minute checks you need to know before you hit the road.
It's about serving your community, a reason to be thankful on this Thanksgiving Day. We'll explain coming up.
Holiday stress is real. From festive drinks to late nights, your heart might be working overtime.
The heart loses some of the augmented flow. It's a little bit like having a 4-cylinder engine lose the turbo.
We're verifying who's at risk.
A beloved Thanksgiving tradition returns to New York City this morning.
See how a South Carolina band is preparing for their moment on the country's biggest stage. Those stories and much more live, local, and breaking news coming up at 7 a.m. on WCNC Plus. And folks, don't forget our 25th annual Magical Toy Drive is underway, and we need your help. WCNC Charlotte once again proud to team up with the Salvation Army to make sure local kids get gifts this holiday season. So bring a new unwrapped toy to any local Belk between now and the 14th of December. Also at the Checkers game this Saturday, some of the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the toy drive. So if you're going, take a teddy bear with you. Also, you can scan the QR code on your screen to learn more about other ways to donate.
Well, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday I had a high of 72, today 54, and believe it or not, 54 is actually the hottest, warmest day over the next 7. Then mainly below 50 and some cold mornings. 28 tomorrow morning, 25 kicking off your Saturday. So bust out that winter coat. You're going to need it, y'all.
You know what? I'll look at it as feeling festive.
There it is.
There it is. There you go.
This is the most festive forecast I've given in a long time.
We love
appreciate
that.
it. All right, folks, join us over on WCNC Plus coming up at 7 a.m. And we leave you with live pictures from New York City's side of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade happening later this morning right here on WCNC Charlotte. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully you have us all in the background as you get ready for the big day ahead, whether it's a turkey trot or fixing a feast or whatever it might be. Thanks for joining us as we stream here on WCNC Plus at 7 a.m. I'm Ben Thompson.
And I'm Megan Bright. And for Lisa, well, it's going to be a cold start to that morning, especially if you're going to be running that trot. Yeah. Good luck out there. But it's supposed to warm up just a little bit. Chris is now in. Hey, Chris.
Good morning to you. Yeah, we are thankful for so many things, but maybe not thankful for the cool down. Temperatures down into the 30s this morning, and that's a tough shock and awe to the system because yesterday we literally started right around 60 degrees. Now, it wasn't as pretty of a start. We have an ample amount of sunshine trying to peer through those clouds, but if you look in the bottom right there, that does show that we have some distant clouds that are trying to move back in, so we will cloud things up a little bit more through the morning into the afternoon before we clear out yet again. Friday, by the way, should be wall-to-wall sunshine. Current temperatures. 38 degrees around Charlotte, so this is going to be right around where our low is. We could drop about another degree or so over the next 30 minutes, and then we'll start to come up over the next hour. 40 degrees for you in Monroe, 36 in Hickory, 35's the bottom right here around Lincolnton, 28's for Jefferson and Boone. But we're going to get colder than that, just letting you know. But for your Thanksgiving Day, it's right around now. I'm calling for the turkey prep, so at least we got the 7 a.m. temperature right, 38 degrees. 52 for your turkey feast and turkey napping. That's what I'm going to be doing. 44 degrees around that point. Whew, it's going to be nice to be horizontal a little bit later on. Now, if you do have any plans to head out this evening, we'll clear out the clouds, and eventually it is going to turn out to be a really decent evening, but it's going to be a cold one. 28 degrees. That's going to be our low, but that's not the coldest. 25 degrees is going to be on Saturday, but just letting you know, if you factor in the winds, that 28 degree point is actually going to feel more like the lower 20s. And that 20 degree low in Boone, no. Feeling more like 2 to 6 degrees. That's in the single digits, the big time lows there. Now for your Thanksgiving weekend forecast, and that does include your Black Friday, many of you have it off. I'll be back here, looking forward to it. We have temperatures in the upper 40s, chilly willy over the next few days and mornings, but we do see a change heading into your Sunday. Sunday, we have a 60% chance for rain. In the weather world, that means that it is likely going to rain for your Sunday, which could affect Panthers goers or anything you're doing for the back end of the weekend. Now, Friday looks to be the sunniest day going forward. We cloud things up a little bit more, mix cloud and sunshine for your Saturday, but here comes the rain. On Sunday, in the morning time, we're starting to see it right around the mountain pass. It starts to move back in, and then we clear things out for your Monday before widespread rain moves back in for your Tuesday. So I'm going to put the weather bookmark right here. I'll start with our 7-day forecast next time that you're seeing me here on WCNC Plus, but first, I need to get to your morning commute. That's right, back to my old stomping grounds, your morning traffic. Well, I'm letting you know it's actually very tame to start off the morning. We have one crash for the time being. That is Ballantyne Commons Parkway right here at Ballantyne Corporate Place. Let me just zoom out to make sure nothing else has popped up in the meantime. Oh, ho. That one little crash that you're seeing right down here around Noda, that is actually since cleared. That cleared about 30 minutes ago, just popped back up on the map. But this one right here, we have a stalled vehicle right here on Sunset Road near Peachtree Road. So that's a new intersection, new light that just popped up there. There's also some barricades there as well, so watch out for that. Oh, look at that, just disappeared. That's the morning, by the way. It's going to be very tame. By the way, the grocery stores open up right about this time, so get a little bit busier for last-minute stuffing gatherers. But all in all, everything is picture perfect to start the day. Just definitely blaring those heaters to be in your Thanksgiving morning. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
All right, thanks, Chris. As families across the Carolinas prepare their Thanksgiving tables, one Charlotte organization is spending the day making sure no one goes without a warm meal or sense of community. The Charlotte Rescue Mission is once again hosting its annual Thanksgiving outreach. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane is live from Uptown, sharing how they're not just bringing food, but comfort and vital support to hundreds of our neighbors in need. Good morning, Richard.
Hey, good morning, Megan. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Ben. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone out there. Yeah, every single year, I have a date right here, Charlotte Rescue Mission. Today, Randy Peterson is joining us. Tell us your title, Randy.
Hi, I'm the interim Chief Advancement Officer with the team serving here at the Rescue Mission.
And right now, we're seeing that breakfast is being served, so tell me about it.
Yeah, so this is a great opportunity for us to serve and love on the community. Of course, 364 days a year, we're at the intersection of homelessness and addiction, and our men and women are doing the hard work to learn how to come through those trials and tribulations to live a clean and sober life. But today is a unique day for us because we actually get to serve the community. So we will do over 750 meals across our campuses today. For anyone in Charlotte that wants a hot and warm meal, we'll be serving here at the Rescue Mission and all by our volunteers. So right now you're seeing our volunteers come through the line. They're getting hot meals and they're going out and serving the guests with us out in the dining room.
And we talk about some of what this mission does, but you were just sharing with us the fact that a number of graduates from one of the programs. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have graduation coming through our core programs, and when the men and women finish their 4-month, they get a graduation day. It's all the pomp and circumstance. They get to go and dress up and celebrate with the folks they've been with through the 4 months, and you get to have a lot of fun and get to be celebrated and being free and from this grip of addiction.
And the thing about it that is so amazing is that year after year we'll see some of the same people who come through the program, and now they're actually out helping with those folks who are coming through it, following them, I should say. And it's got to warm your heart.
No doubt. I mean, I think the spirit of Charlotte, the spirit of Thanksgiving, and just the loving, kind people. And in fact, we had over 7,500 turkeys delivered here this week. We're the hub and spoke for so many other places in Charlotte who are serving today. And one of our residents said, "I will be here next year as a volunteer to do this." And so that's the spirit right there.
That is what it's all about, just giving. And I remember looking at the board that said, you may not necessarily have time, but volunteers they have the heart. And that's what it's about.
Absolutely. Community revolves around volunteers. And so the generosity of time, treasure, and talent is just amazing. And so anyone that can come down and spend a few minutes and give him back, you always feel good on both sides of the equation.
And folks, this is not a one-day event. So I'm talking about the rescue mission. You can come out, give of your time, your talents, your gifts, as we've been saying all morning, 365. These folks do so much in our community, and on this day, just make a note about it that you want to help reach out throughout the year. We're right here at the Charlotte Rescue Mission, and we will send it back to you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Now to a breaking news update out of Washington, D.C. This morning, 2 West Virginia National Guard members remain in critical condition after an alleged ambush just blocks away from the White House. We've got some footage. You can see a medevac helicopter transporting one of those Guard members. Late last night, officials identifying and detaining the suspect, Ramanullah Lakhanwal, an Afghan national who came to the U.S. back in 2021. Authorities say another Guardsman shot Lakhanwal following his attack. Soon after, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services pausing applications from Afghan nationals, quote, pending further review of security and vetting protocols. President Trump condemning the attack, calling for Afghan immigrants who entered the country under President Biden to be re-examined.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
The FBI is now investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says 500 additional National Guard members will be sent to the nation's capital after this incident. I mean, he's not alone. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster's posted this on Facebook. More than 300 South Carolina National Guard troops will return to D.C. We should note this was a pre-scheduled redeployment to relieve the Georgia troops who relieved them 2 months ago. Governor McMaster also saying, quote, "We lift up in prayer the families of the brave West Virginia Guardsmen who were shot in the defense of freedom." North Carolina Governor Josh Stein also responding to the incident in a post on X saying, quote, "I'm absolutely appalled by the attack on 2 West Virginia National Guardsmen in D.C. Right now, he's asking people to pray for their families and the entire National Guard community." We first broke this story over on WCNC Plus. And we're going to continue to follow it as it develops. Download WCNC Plus to your favorite streaming device and watch for free. Now to a breaking update here at home. This morning, one person fighting for their life after a stabbing in East Charlotte. It happened just before 8 last night on North Sharon Amity Road near Albemarle Road. Medic tells us one person was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. No further details so far at this point. Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden is calling for more transparency from federal officials. on Operation Charlotte's Web. He released a statement saying the immigration enforcement has caused confusion stemming from lack of transparency, coordination, and communication, along with the spread of inaccurate information. McFadden adds he strongly urges that for future Border Patrol operations, they communicate directly with the Sheriff's Office, saying that his agency deserves clarity, not more chaos.
7:10 right now on WCNC Plus, and we are learning more about a number of serious crashes across the Charlotte area. The most recent happening last night around 11 o'clock on Wilkinson Boulevard near the airport. Medic confirmed 3 people were taken to the hospital, 2 with serious injuries. Authorities also investigating a deadly crash that happened yesterday afternoon on I-85 North near Statesville Avenue. We're told 1 person died. In Concord, this man, 30-year-old Daniel Clark, facing a number of charges, including second-degree murder. Authorities say Clark and 31-year-old Maya Evans are tied to the crash that killed an innocent bystander Monday night. That collision followed a traffic stop on I-85 North near Bruton Smith Boulevard. Troopers say the two ran a traffic light and collided with another car, killing that driver.
Ahead on WCNC Plus, we'll take you inside the preparations for the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade as excitement builds.
The countdown is on for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. In the hours leading up, crews busy inflating those giant balloons while crowds gather to catch a glimpse of it. As Lee Waldman reports, it's all part of the tradition that sets the big stage for a big holiday celebration.
Dozens of balloons and floats fill the streets of Manhattan's Upper West Side.
Snoopy? Yeah.
I love Macy's Day Parade.
Many of the familiar balloon favorites like Marshall, the Dalmatian from Paw Patrol, and Dora the Explorer are joined by new friends this year like Buzz Lightyear, Pac-Man, and Mario. Creative new floats were on display along Central Park. Giant Labubus and a Demogorgon from the Upside Down delighted the crowds.
The parade is just such a great part of New York, and it's such a great part of history. It's the greatest show on earth, and we're just so lucky to be part of it.
April Rubenstone raced to the front of the viewing line, eager to keep the decades-long tradition going.
It doesn't matter what age you are, it's for everybody.
For others, seeing the parade is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity they couldn't wait to take part in.
Growing up, seeing this on television, I had always wished to come and see one live. So this is definitely on my bucket list and pressing it out.
I've wanted to do it for 25 years to come and watch them blow up the floats, and we finally said, let's do it.
While everyone has something unique they're eager to see in the parade, one common thread connects them all.
I'm thankful for my family and my 90-year-old mother.
Thankful for our family and for everyone's health.
This is our first Thanksgiving as a family of 4. So he's got a little brother. Are you thankful for your little brother?
Yeah.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Well, special shout out to the Catawba Ridge High School Band, who will be representing South Carolina in this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The group got in some late night practice last night. They're expected to be lined up just before Santa at the end of the parade.
Well, listen, if you are perhaps in the kitchen this morning getting things ready, stop what you're doing because perhaps nothing is more important. Because you're going to realize at some point, I don't have X. But that's okay, because there are still places open today. Take a look. Harris Teeter, they're open till 2 o'clock. Food Line, open till 3 o'clock. Sprouts, we got a few new of those new ones around town, open till 7 o'clock. So that's great news. However, Walmart, Publix, Costco, Target, they are not open today.
Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Well, it might be tempting to sneak your furry friends some turkey under the table, but experts say some of our favorite Thanksgiving foods can actually be bad for our pets.
That's right. That's why Megan is verifying what your pets can and cannot eat.
It's really hard to say no to this face, but before you hand over some turkey to your pup this Thanksgiving, there are some things you should know. Our sources for these questions are Megan Doherty with the Charlotte Humane Society, Pet Poison Helpline, Purina, and the American Veterinarian Medical Association. The first question, can your dog eat turkey? According to AVMA, eating turkey or turkey skin can cause pancreatitis in pets, which can be a life-threatening condition. Doherty agrees and says try to avoid giving your dog any food from your Thanksgiving spread.
Don't recommend that your dog eat anything off of your Thanksgiving table. A lot of those foods have really high fat content and it could cause an upset tummy.
So we can verify that no, you should not feed your dog Thanksgiving turkey. The next question, can you give your dog dessert? According to AVMA, artificial sugars can be deadly if consumed by dogs or cats. Doherty says dogs also shouldn't have real sugar either.
Definitely do not recommend giving your dog any type of dessert, really. Anytime you want to introduce any new food to your dog, we really recommend talking to your vet about it first because every pet is different.
So we can verify that no, you shouldn't give your dog dessert. And finally, can your dog help you finish all those leftover sides? It all depends on the side. The Pet Poison Helpline lists green beans, sweet potatoes, and carrots as pet-safe foods. Purina adds cranberries, pumpkin, and mashed potatoes. It's important to stress these foods must be free of oil, butter, fats, sugar, spices, seasoning, and salt. The AVMA also recommends keeping your trash secured. Turkey carcasses, bones, and food scraps should go into a tightly sealed bag and be kept out of reach. With your Verify, I'm Megan Brown.
That pug at the end, you could tell, had a lot of turkey, though. The cold is coming. Check it out. The last 4 days of November, 54 to the upper 40s. Yikes. But we end the month, the last day of November, with rain being likely. I'm going to have the hour-by-hour forecast for your Sunday, heading into the wettest day of the week to start off December. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. As I promised, I was going to show you the 7-day forecast first. Of course, brought to you by the Jerry Hunt Super Center. It's incredible to see that today actually is the warmest day. Yesterday we hit a high of 72, a glorious day. We actually started around 60 degrees, but we officially hit our low around midnight, and that was 51 degrees. But now we're barely rebounding. Temperatures dropping down to the upper 30s this morning, and now we're going to be on the up and up. Once we get that new temperature update by about 8 o'clock, temperatures likely a little bit closer to 40 degrees, and then we'll zoom back up to the mid 40s. But then beyond this, by the way, the sunniest day going forward, at least in the near term, will be your Friday. We'll have a mix of cloud and sunshine for your Saturday, but 2 days stand out from all the rest. Number one, Sunday. Sunday, we have a chance for rain that's going to roll in for the afternoon. It's cloudy on Monday. Most days in the upper 40s, by the way, for our highs. But the second one that really stands out is Tuesday. Tuesday looks to be a big old problem because it could actually be an all-day type of rain. Now, right now, it doesn't look to be any major flood concern, kind of just a steady, light to moderate rain throughout the day. But I think the biggest concern is about how chilly it's going to be. This isn't just a typical rain. This is a very cold rain that people are going to be dealing with on and off. So here is a look for our travel map, exactly what your Tuesday is going to look like in a nutshell. Now, across the area, 44 around Charlotte, 42 around the Boone area, 47 in Nashville. Now, what you're seeing is one different symbol for the Boone area. We are going to be cold enough that I think there's going to be the bookends of the day, so the morning and the evening. If rain is sticking around, that we could see a little bit of a changeover to maybe a little bit of a wintry mix. Charlotte, as of right now, just looking like general rain. So let's go right through it for our travel window. We already soared through, showing that the clouds are going to increase heading into your Saturday. But then here's Sunday, and then I'm going to show you Tuesday. So Sunday, we see some rain right around the mountains by about 9 a.m. By Panthers game time, right around 1 o'clock, we see rain starting to push on through. And then here it comes. Rain arrives during your Tuesday morning, could rain for the entirety of the morning, heading into the afternoon, eventually clearing out by the back end. So yeah, right now, Tuesday looking to be the ickiest and definitely the wettest and dampest day. So keep that in mind. Take care.
Well, get excited because this holiday season is here, and also is the 25th Magical Toy Drive. WCNC Charlotte is once again teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. And this week there is more than one way to bring joy and help. Bring any toy unwrapped to any Charlotte area Belk location between now and Sunday, December 14th. Plus, at the Checkers game this Saturday, the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you're going to the game, make sure to bring a new teddy bear to toss on the ice after the Checkers score their first goal. You can also scan the QR code on your screen to learn about other ways to donate.
All right, 724 right now. Live pictures right now over Uptown, our great city there. Gorgeous view this morning as folks wake up for a big turkey day ahead. We're thankful for the city. We're thankful for you joining us this morning here on WCNC Plus. More news, weather, and traffic coming your way next.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thankful for you joining us here on WCNC. Yesterday, 72 degrees, really a tough pivot to 54 degrees for today, and this morning already feeling 20 to 25 degrees colder than when we were just a day ago. So your turkey planter, we're looking at temperatures that are going to reach the lower 50s by the afternoon, and I think the cloudiest part of the day is going to be either side noon into the early afternoon hours, and many of us might be at the dinner table at that point. A lot more sunshine to end the day, and then layer up heading into the evening. Temperatures quickly falling down through the 40s, and we're talking about lows in the 20s. Yikes. Jerry Hunt Super Center 7-day forecast has temperatures only reaching the upper 40s throughout the weekend, and it's even colder heading into next week. Our next upcoming rain chance will be during the late morning into the afternoon on Sunday, and then for your Tuesday, widespread rain with highs only in the mid 40s. Yikes. I'm also here on your traffic duties. Not much really to mention. We actually only have one situation, only one on the map. That is a crash that happened about 30 minutes ago right here on Ballantyne Commons Parkway at Ballantyne Corporate Place. Not a big issue, just a little bit of yellow on the map. Note the grocery stores are back open if you have any last minute shopping to do. I'll continue to keep you updated with weather and traffic right here on WCNC, but also join us on WCNC Plus. See you there.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for joining us at 7:30. I'm Megan Bragg, in for Lisa.
And I'm Ben Thompson. We know a lot of you will be out and about today, traveling to family's house for the big feast. Chris is standing by. He's got a check of our forecast as you head out the door. Chris, definitely colder than what we've been used to in the last few days.
Oh, 100%. Well, first, let's start off with a little bit of golden sunshine that's going to be getting the day. And you can see some distant clouds off yonder. This is going to allow us to see more clouds as we work our way through the afternoon. And today's also going to be an on and off breezy day as well. Just letting you know that we have a wind advisory still active until 11 a.m. for the North Carolina mountains. Sustained winds about 15 to 25, gusts as much as 50 miles per hour. But hey, it's nowhere near where we were yesterday. Yesterday we had a peak of about 60 miles per hour over in Watauga County, and even higher the further you went up on top of Beach, Sugar, and Grandfather Mountain. Also gusts as high as around 30 miles per hour yesterday around Charlotte. Today I think it's going to be more so around that 20 to 25 range, especially for the middle of the afternoon. So if you have that family football game in the afternoon, wind chills are going to be a factor. And speaking of, check out our wind chill forecast for the mountains. I'm going to use Blowing Rock for an example, seeing some of those power lines really shaking around right now because those winds actively blowing up to about 24 to 35 miles per hour. We're going to have wind chills that are at least in the teens to the lower 20s throughout the day. Meanwhile, around the Charlotte area, you're looking at temperatures to reach around the lower to the mid 50s, but still an active wind chill on and off, keeping it feeling more like the mid to the upper 40s on and off throughout the afternoon. And by tomorrow morning, yikes, 28 degrees come 9, but here I'm going to actually backtrack this a little bit. Yep, feeling more like 22 around 7 a.m., as cold as 4 degrees, just 4 up in Boone. So keep that in mind. Let's move on to our rainfall chances. We're not going to see them right away. For Thanksgiving, it's dry. Friday, Saturday, dry. Likely on Sunday, but spotty rain chances I think are pretty much null and void for your Monday, but it becomes likely again coming on your Tuesday, where Tuesday does not look to be a nice day. So let's open up our travel circle, see what's going on around town. Nothing really in the short term. We clear out the clouds, allowing for a nice sunny day on Friday. More clouds mixed back in for your Saturday. Still sunshine and clouds, not completely cloudy. And then once you get to Sunday morning, I think the clouds are going to increase on us. And then it's by Sunday, mid to late morning into the afternoon, timing can still fluctuate here. We start to see a band of rain move in. Now, there are some signs that this is weakening, so it could be barely a trickle overall, and then it should be out of here by your late Sunday evening. But the weather highlighter is really setting up to be Tuesday. Now, one of the busiest travel days is typically on Monday. That's where you have the highest volume of traffic. But then this rain is really taking over the area heading into your Tuesday morning, into the afternoon, where there's a lot that can still change with the system, but there's a chance that most of the hours of the day it could be raining. Nothing really flood-worthy at this point, but just a cold, wet day where our high temperatures are only going to be around the mid-40s for that day. Check that out. A high of 44 around Charlotte, 55 around Columbia. This is activating what's called cold air damming. For our Jerry Hunt Super Center, 7-day forecast, 54 is the top today, then upper 40s thereafter with those 2 chances for rain. Speaking of the lows, 28 tomorrow, 25 for the coldest morning of the season so far on Saturday. That's your weather report. Now I'm also doing traffic this morning, so let's talk about what's happening around town. Not much, honestly. We had one incident to mention, and that was Ballantyne Commons Parkway at Ballantyne Corporate Place. A whole lot of nothing really happening with that. Now, elsewhere, we have no other active incidents, where Thursday's the Thanksgiving day typically doesn't have a lot happening. But for the worst travel time, this is brought to you by AAA after the Thanksgiving holiday, 1 to 7 on Friday, 1 to 8 on Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday, but the biggest window is actually noon to 8 on Monday. As for the best times to travel, it's typically going to be really before 11 or 10 during these days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but after 8 p.m. on Monday. Take care, safe travels, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for both. Well, in some new developments this morning, we're getting new insight into police body cam video showing the arrest of DeCarlos Brown. This is months before he's accused of stabbing and killing Irina Zarutska on the light rail. The encounter happened back in January when Brown called 911, claiming somebody put a man-made device in his body. He appeared to be under some sort of serious distress. Well, we spoke to a mental health expert who tells us his behavior showed somebody in a real crisis and with some level of psychosis.
What we hear as psychotic, they 100% believe as real.
We're limited in what they could do because he never said he was in danger to himself or to others. They also say he called 911 3 times before and they offered resources, but he refused.
Now, this comes just days away from Irina's law going into effect. This is legislation passed in North Carolina in the wake of August's stabbing death of Irina Zarutska on the light rail. Under the law, police can no longer give suspected violent offenders a written ticket to appear in court later. They must go before a judge. It'll also expedite death penalty appeals and mandate mental health evaluations in certain cases. Meanwhile, a new statewide investment hopes to directly address some of those mental health concerns. As WCNC Charlotte's Tradisha Woodard reports, while some are glad steps are being taken, they question how much of an impact it will make.
This pilot program aims to offer some of the most vulnerable residents a chance at stability after incarceration. While some say it's a good start, others say it's not enough. North Carolina is bringing a new path to stop the revolving door of those struggling with mental illness once released from jail.
We need to be proactive, and we need to come up with ways to do better with preventative care.
The state is investing $9.5 million designed specifically for adults with serious mental illness who have a history of interacting with the criminal justice system. Their mission is to provide treatment, rehabilitation, and support services so individuals can manage symptoms and stay out of jail. But some mental health advocates like Fonda Bryant say it's not enough.
Now here we are again trying to put a Band-Aid on this gunshot wound that has not healed, is not getting help, and these millions of dollars doesn't even scratch the surface of what we're dealing with.
The investment would bring $636,000 per year for 3 years to Mecklenburg County. Bryant says the program is still too small to meet the crisis.
We have youth in crisis. We have youth self-medicating. What is this really going to help?
As the state prepares to build teams county by county, they say the next 3 years will help them determine whether the pilot should expand and if it becomes a permanent piece of North Carolina's mental health system. Trudisha Woodard, WCNC Charlotte.
This morning, 2 people, including a teen, are now in custody more than a month after a deadly shooting in North Charlotte. Police say 25-year-old Xantavius Walker, who you see right there on your screen, and a 17-year-old are now facing multiple charges in the death of Peter Fana. Police say back on October 8th, a home on Winding Branch Court was shot into 18 times. Fana was hit and died the next day at the hospital. Police say a 10-month-old baby was inside the home but wasn't hurt. Both Walker and the teen are charged with murder, among other charges. In Gastonia, police say they've arrested someone for a crash that killed an Uber driver earlier this month. Investigators say 19-year-old Lincoln Wilson was speeding on Gaston Day Road when he lost control, crossed the center line, and hit an Uber driver head-on. The Uber driver, 53-year-old Janice Lopez, died at the scene. Several others were seriously hurt. Wilson now faces several charges, including second-degree murder.
The holidays can be a lot of fun, but also, if we're being honest, they can also be a bit stressful, and that can lead to extra pressure on your body, specifically your heart.
And when you add alcohol into the mix, it can be bad. Let's verify what holiday heart syndrome is and why it happens.
Sources, Dr. Andrew Brenyo, a cardiac electrophysiologist with Piedmont Medical Center, Dr. David Lim, the medical director of Baptist Health Systems Emergency Departments, and Dr. Alan Anderson, chief at the Division of Cardiology at UT Health San Antonio. So first off, what is holiday heart syndrome? It's the increase in occurrence of atrial fibrillation. It results from a combination of excessive alcohol, high stress, and dehydration.
What tends to happen is after an afternoon, evening of heavy drinking, in the middle of the night or even the following morning, the patient will notice that their heart is racing, and usually they feel significantly different.
The dangerous part about it is it increases your risks of stroke. It increases your risk of developing a blood clot within the heart that can spread through your body.
But the main cause is the alcohol because it doesn't allow the heart to contract properly, disrupting the heart's ability to distribute blood throughout the body.
The heart loses some of the augmented flow. It's a little bit like having a 4-cylinder engine lose the turbine.
Those most at risk are people with diabetes, obesity, or heart failure, and anyone with a family history of AFib or heart disease.
Of course, if you would like something verified, I'd love to hear from you. Just email me at verify@wcnc.com. Well, the 79th annual Novant Health Thanksgiving Eve Parade went off without a hitch yesterday. This year, the parade is built around the theme Light Fest. Floats, costumes, and performers have new lighting, making this one of the brightest parades they've ever put on. There were a few new additions this year, including ACC float and a performance by the UNC Charlotte Marching Band. Organizers say the parade helps people remember what they are thankful for.
And it reminds us that people are hungry, that some of us have plenty. We're going to have groaning tables on Thanksgiving Day. But then for others, the tables are kind of sparse.
CMPD increased patrols and ensured safety and security to keep everyone safe. Well, food and football may steal the spotlight on Thanksgiving, but there's something deeper to consider. Find out what some familiar WCNC Charlotte faces are truly thankful for this holiday.
While food and football certainly highlight Thanksgiving gatherings across the country, it's also important to take a moment and reflect what we're all really thankful for.
Yeah, and so we went around and asked some familiar faces here at WCNC what they're thankful for.
I am thankful to live in the city of Charlotte. Sure, we have our problems. It's been a rough year for a lot of folks, but I can't think of a better place to live.
I am thankful for my growing family. My dog, Turkey. No relation to the Thanksgiving bird.
I am thankful for good health. Health is wealth.
I am thankful for my Carolina Panthers. We took a tough loss on Monday Night Football, but we're 6-6. More wins than last year. It's only up from here.
My family, JT, Kim, I love you. And also, I'm thankful for my WCNC family.
I'm thankful to be done with grad school.
This year, I'm thankful to be in my home state in North Carolina celebrating Thanksgiving with my family.
Okay, this year I'm so thankful that I'm here in Charlotte. It's my first holiday season here in the Carolinas, and it's been so fun exploring and working here at WCNC.
This Thanksgiving, I am extremely thankful for friends, family, life, and of course God.
I am thankful for health, for being able. I'm thankful for life's lessons, for my family, and all of my new friends, and living in a new city.
Megan? How about that, Megan?
Well, yeah, thank you guys for asking. Just thankful for you guys, my family, you know, that's really it.
Life is good.
Life is great. I have no complaints.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
It's good to have a day on the calendar where you
Where you
are forced
reflect.
to stop and reflect.
I
And
know.
we should do it more often.
We
on
really should.
on a daily basis.
And I was driving into work this morning at, the crack of dawn. And
Not even.
But I was just like going through my head, I'm like, wow, this is really cool that I get to do this, And we always have a mindset of like, oh, I have to go to work, but like I get to go to work, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of nice.
1,000%. Some people can't say the same. So,
I know, yeah.
Something to think about.
It's so easy to get caught up in the everyday, and then you always want more. But if you
Right.
really take a step back and realize how lucky you are in your life, I think that's why today is awesome. So we are thankful for you also all joining us each and every morning and here on WCNC Plus.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Here we go.
All right, continue.
We're continuing. This is me.
This is you. It says-
Still thinking
it
about
says,
what I'm
Megan, one shot.
One shot.
That means it's you.
Okay, a North Carolina congressman is raising eyebrows this Thanksgiving after claiming Republicans helped turkey prices drop to their lowest 25 years. Representative Richard Hudson made the claim in a recent newsletter pointing to a report from the American Farm Bureau. That report, though, doesn't back him up. It shows turkey makes up a smaller share of the meal this year because other items like sweet potatoes and cranberries cost more. Federal data also shows turkey prices were lower in past years, including 2019 and 2020.
Well, beyond the grocery aisles, restaurants are reporting a really big jump in Thanksgiving reservations. According to booking platform Open Table, restaurant reservations for the holiday up 13% this year. Comes at a time when the cost of groceries is climbing. However, it's unlikely a Thanksgiving meal will cost less at a restaurant. The Bureau of Labor Statistics finds that restaurant prices are rising faster than grocery prices and overall inflation. But maybe it's just easier. A routine maintenance job in the Triad turned into a startling discovery underground. The scary creature crews found hiding beneath a manhole cover.
All right, let's do this. Couldn't think of a better character to start off this forecast. Turkey back again saying get down with your bad self. Dance like no one's watching. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Now, Turkey's also going to tell us where we should be for this time of the year. On average, dating back to the history of Thanksgiving here in Charlotte, as far as our record keeping goes back, we've averaged 59.4 degrees for a high. But as you shake your tail feather over to the lows, 37.9 degrees is our average low. We can round that up to about 38. That's pretty typical for this day in climatology. Today, though, we are separating ourselves from where we usually are, 54. So we're going to see a partly cloudy sky overall as clouds start to increase, and then they'll eventually decrease. Much cooler than last year's 68. And if you look at this, it's actually been the coldest Thanksgiving we've had over the last 5 Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving dinner forecast mainly going to be in the lower 50s at this point. Winds anywhere from about 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts. Sustained winds upwards to about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And I think we see a lot more sunshine, wall-to-wall sunshine scenario to end your afternoon. But what about some other Thanksgiving extremes? Well, the warmest we've ever been. And if yesterday's forecast was today, it would have been nearly one of the warmest Thanksgivings of all time. It was back in 1985, more recently, 2016. We had a high of 74 on our Turkey Day, so sunglasses turkey activated there. But the coldest we've ever been, so it's all about perspective. At least we're not here like this shiver in Turkey. 19 degrees. That was back in 2013. Yikes. And the wettest Thanksgiving of all time back in 1983, 1.68 inches of rain. And one other fact, we've had a trace of rain on Halloween, but we have never recorded rewind. We've had a trace of snow on Halloween, but we've never had even a snowflake fly on Thanksgiving here around the Charlotte area. All right, nailed it, first try. When it feels like, though, going forward over the next 10 days is kind of crazy. It actually feels more like late December compared to where we should be this time of year. We should be rocking an average high about 59 degrees, as I was mentioning, for a typical Thanksgiving. But thereafter, it's actually more like a January 7-day forecast with highs in the upper 40s to the lower 50s, eventually getting back a little bit more where we should be by day 10 of the forecast. So yeah, keep those heavier jackets ready. Take care, everybody.
Chris, thanks. Folks, a reminder, our 25th annual Magical Toy Drive is underway, and we need your help. WCNC Charlotte, once again, teaming up with the Salvation Army to make sure local kids get gifts this holiday season. Bring a new unwrapped toy to any local Belk location between now and December 14th. Plus, at the Checkers game this Saturday, some of the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the toy drive. So if you're going to the game, make sure to take a teddy bear with you. Of course, you can always scan the QR code on your screen to learn about other ways to donate.
Wake County, North Carolina maintenance crew made an unusual discovery after lifting a manhole cover. A large colony of bats living inside an underground stormwater system.
I feel like anytime you say the word lifting a manhole cover,
it's not going to be good.
It's not going to be good.
There's something wrong.
So wildlife officers say the colony, one of the largest known roosts of this bat species in the area, and a sign of how natural habitats for these bats are shrinking across the state. Wildlife officers found that overall bat populations in the state are drastically declining. Little brown and northern long-eared bats have declined 93%.
Wow.
Tricolored 83%, and Indiana bats, evidently a type, 73%, all in the past decade.
It's a lot.
Well, we don't want that.
Yeah, no, we don't want that.
I didn't know they huddled together like that.
Yeah.
It's really fascinating. I think that bats are rather cute when you really look at them. Maybe not when they're flying at you. No one agree?
I do agree that they get a bad name.
They do get a bad name.
I agree with that.
Ugly animals, just like possums, often
Yeah.
get a bad name, and they're often
They're
very
just
sweet
ugly.
and innocent and don't
Yeah.
really harm you at all.
And if you don't like mosquitoes, well, just letting you know, bats are your best friend.
I know,
Because they
yeah.
love feasting on
Ticks, possum's best friend.
See?
It's the ecosystem.
Yep.
Circle of life.
All right, live pictures right now over Midtown Manhattan. That's the spot, folks. All eyes on Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's the department store. The parade wraps up right there in front of it. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus.
Who's ready for some turkey dressing? 44 degrees right around 9 a.m. Significantly colder than where we were just a day ago. 53 about 3 p.m. and then 44 around 7 o'clock. We're definitely going to be feeling that chill. We're really tonight, we are expecting some much cooler air that's going to be rolling on in. We're talking about lows that are falling down into the 20s. So welcome back to that freezing point. And note, we will have some wind chills feeling more like the lower 20s across the Charlotte area, even like the single digits up in the mountains. The coldest morning, though, going forward Saturday, 25 degrees. Now, we're going to hit a bottom for our lows on Saturday morning, but the coldest day that we have for the foreseeable future, that is going to be this coming Tuesday. Tuesday is also the best chance for rain that we have going forward. Even though there is a likely chance for rain right around Sunday during the Panthers game, we could have rain most of the day on Tuesday, which just looks to be kind of a wet and wild day overall. There's a 7-day forecast. Enjoy the warmest day of the week. But first, one look at traffic. I'm happy to say that it was actually, I think, a little bit busier earlier on. Right now, picture perfect. We're having a live shot right here around the North Lake Mall area here on I-77. Northbound and southbound. I don't really have a car in sight. Low volume of traffic, but I'll let you know if anything changes right here on WCNC Plus.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Right now, live at 8 a.m. right here on WCNC Plus. Thanks for starting your holiday morning with us here. I am Ben Thompson.
And I'm Megan Bragg, in for Lisa. Well, of course, it's going to be a chilly start to your day if you haven't been outside yet.
Chilly, yes. Some would say it's festive, though.
Yes, it is festive. I'm excited to wear like a big sweater dress today.
A big furry coat's what you got on over there.
You should see him in the furry coat, though.
I'm telling you,
He
something to be
looks
thankful
great.
for right there. All right, let's go ahead and get a check of the forecast as you head out the door, perhaps to Grandma's house. And yeah, a big change, Chris, from what we just saw, say, 24 hours ago.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's actually incredible to think that just a day ago, it was about 22 degrees warmer across the Charlotte area. And then you also had a much warmer day, right about 25 degrees around the Boone area. Sorry, I'm putting traffic graphics together over here, so I'm multitasking. 17-degree difference right around Hickory, and then 27 around the Concord area. Yeah, really a big drop compared to just a day ago. That leaves temperatures right here at the freezing point around Lincolnton. We are starting our upward trend, though, across the Charlotte area. Officially hit our low about 38 degrees for today, and then 36 degrees right now around Concord, 27s for Jefferson and the Boone area. So your out the door forecast, well, it is going to be a cool and crisp start, but temperatures warming up to 50 degrees, no problem right around noon. letting you know we're also going to see those clouds increase steadily as we work our way into the afternoon as well. So a pretty delightful day, but it is significantly cooler than where we were not too long ago. As far as our Thanksgiving dinner forecast, well, temperatures mainly hovering in the lower 50s to about 53, 54 for our highs. We'll be on and off a breezy one as well. Thanksgiving weekend forecast, you can see temperatures on the downward slope. 48 degrees for your Friday and Saturday, 49 for your Sunday. The rain is starting to move back in by your Sunday afternoon. But I want to talk about the lows first. This is crazy. Low this morning, as I mentioned, is 38. And the coldest we've been so far this season, November 11th. So that was Veterans Day. Well, over the next couple of mornings, we're waking up around 28 degrees come sunrise tomorrow. Saturday morning, the forecast low is 25. And if you factor in the wind chills, it'll feel even colder. We're calling for single-digit wind chills around the mountains tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind. Check this out. This is our 7 a.m. wind chills for tomorrow morning. About 4 degrees, how it really feels around Boone, feeling like 22 degrees around Charlotte. So yikes. As far as our rain chances go, I showed you on Sunday that we have some rain moving in. Whenever there's a 60% chance for rain, you're going to have a likely connotation for the weather category. But Tuesday is even more so a likely chance for rain. I'm going to show you what that looks like on our 300-mile travel circle, helping you plan out your day. But in the meantime, our Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast, 54 degrees is the top. Believe it or not, that's the warmest day that we have over the next 7. Upper 40s pretty much becoming the norm, but only the mid 40s for the wettest and coldest day of the week on Tuesday. Again, I'll show you that coming up. Should be much warmer back into the 50s, but still below normal Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. All right, that concludes the weather report for the time being. I'll talk more about the rain chances coming up here shortly, but let's get right over to traffic to see what's going on in the short term. So here's what's happening. We had one incident. That was just a cleared situation right here around Ballantyne Commons Parkway. That happened over an hour ago. That was the only incident we've seen over the last hour. That's the thing with your Thanksgiving travel. There's not really a lot that goes on overall, so that's the only incident that I've seen really over the last hour. So keep it up, everyone. But we are starting to pick up traffic ever so slightly, but not that much. If you join us most mornings here on WCNC Plus, this shot right here around the John Belk Freeway is much busier than is. I shouldn't be able to just count individual cars. Oftentimes cars are just backed up, and that's why we don't really have a big traffic report to mention here in the short term. Blue skies, really a delightful start. Just really nice start to your Thanksgiving overall. One last shot showing what it looks like over in South Carolina. There it is. 4 different examples about how great of a beginning to your Thanksgiving is. Take care, drive safe, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right, Chris, great work wearing 2 hats there. As families across the Carolinas prepare their Thanksgiving tables, one Charlotte organization is spending the day making sure no one goes without a warm meal or a sense of community. The Charlotte Rescue Mission is once again hosting its annual Thanksgiving outreach. WCNC Charlotte's Richard Devane is live from Uptown sharing how they're not just bringing food, but comfort and vital support to hundreds of our neighbors in need. Good morning, Richard, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving, Ben, Chris, everyone out there. Happy Thanksgiving. Vern, another successful year of breakfast being served, but there's much more to do, correct?
Absolutely.
Introduce yourself. Tell folks who you are.
All right, so my name is Vern Pfeiffer. I'm the food service manager here at the Charlotte Rescue Mission. And so what we do every Thanksgiving is just one of our biggest times here. And so what we're doing is we just finished our breakfast meal. And now we're transitioning into our lunchtime, and we will have probably just as many people at lunch.
So you've had 130 volunteers. We see some of them, they're wearing the white shirts. Say, come on, Gregory, walk on by, Greg. Walk on by, Gregory. Stop. Say hello to people. Say hello. Gonna walk in front of the camera. Say hello. Say hello. Greg saying hello. Thank you for your service. One of the many volunteers, 130 volunteers throughout the day have been doing this. There's such a sense of community, and then some of the people who come in here and been served. What does that do for them?
Well, I mean, the ones that are, a lot of these guys, they're very appreciative of the people that come through here. I think we want them to understand they have a piece of, this is home. And they can come in here, let them know that they're accepted. We want them here, want them to enjoy, want them to have a good time. Some of them may not have a lot of family, so we're the family. So we want to make sure we fill those gaps. But again, we're here, we're working together with them. This is about them, it's not about us. And we want to continue to keep doing what we're doing for these guys. And I think they're very appreciative of that.
And not only that, the rescue mission also has so many outreach programs that help these folks who need them.
Right, exactly. So we have a lot of life skills programs. In here, I know some of our guys, we have what we call ministry assignments. And so with these assignments, they work in the kitchen, they work in different areas in here to kind of get them back in society and getting back to working together and just having that sense of acceptance. And it's a great thing to be a part of something like that.
And we're just going to go segueing from breakfast till Gregory, come on back there, Gregory. Come on. Gregory. He could have walked all the way around. He just wants that TV time. That's Gregory over there, one of the volunteers. Vern, he's already transitioning, ready to get. Some of these volunteers will be here. More will be coming in throughout the day to work on lunch. But as I've been saying all day, the Charlotte Rescue Mission is a 365-day organization. They continue to work in this community to make sure that the underserved or folks in need can get that leg up. There are programs, there's good things, and they can also use your service. So if you feel the heart or have the heart to give your time, your efforts, your gifts, they'll greatly appreciate it. That's the situation right here. And the positive story on Thanksgiving, guys, we'll send it back to
Richard, out of curiosity, how long have you been covering this? I know it's been a long time. How long have you been covering this?
18 years. 18 years. As a matter of fact, I started 18 years ago, did the first one in 2007.
There you go.
And
How
Ruben,
about that?
longer
Richard,
than that.
How about that? All right, Richard, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, as well. All right, now to breaking news we're following this morning on WCNC Plus out of Washington, D.C. This morning, 2 West Virginia National Guard members remain in critical condition after an alleged ambush just blocks away from the White House. We've got some footage of a medevac helicopter transporting one of those Guard members. Late last night, officials identifying and detaining the suspect, Ramanullah Lakhanwal, an Afghan national who came to the U.S. back in 2021. Our authorities say another guardsman shot Lakhanwal following that attack. Soon after the arrest, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services pausing applications from Afghan nationals, quote, pending further review. President Trump condemning the attack, calling for Afghan immigrants who entered the country under the Biden administration to be re-examined.
We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
The FBI is now investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says 500 additional National Guard members will be sent to the nation's capital after this incident. And he's not alone. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster's posted this on Facebook. More than 300 South Carolina National Guard troops will return to D.C. We should note this was a pre-scheduled deployment to relieve the Georgia troops who relieved them 2 months ago. Governor McMaster also saying, quote, we lift up in prayer the families of the brave West Virginia Guardsmen who were shot in the defense of freedom. North Carolina Governor Josh Stein also responding to the incident in a post on X saying, quote, I am absolutely appalled by the attack on 2 West Virginia National Guardsmen in D.C. Right now, he's asking people to pray for their families and the entire National Guard community.
We'll continue to follow this story as new information develops. Stay right here on WCNC Plus for the very latest. We're also following a breaking update here at home. This morning, one person fighting for their life after stabbing in East Charlotte. It happened right before 8 last night on North Sharon Amity Road near Albemarle Road. Medic tells us that one person was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. No further details have been released so far.
Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden is calling for more transparency from federal officials on Operation Charlotte's Web. He released a statement saying the immigration enforcement has caused confusion stemming from lack of transparency, coordination, and communication, along with the spread of inaccurate information. McFadden adds he strongly urges that for future Border Patrol operations, they communicate directly with the sheriff's office, saying that his agency deserves clarity, not more chaos. At this hour, a teacher and wrestling coach at Lake Norman High School is out on bond after deputies say he assaulted a student during practice. Investigators say the student and his mother reported that 36-year-old Stephen Boyle hit the teen several times in the head while trying to break up a fight. The family took the student to the hospital the next day, where doctors said he had a concussion. Boyle is charged with simple assault and child abuse.
Lincoln County starting its post-overdose response operations. The county expected to receive more than $11 million over the next 10 years to fight the opioid crisis, all part of a settlement with drug makers. They're going to help people within days of overdose by offering follow-up support, resources, and recovery options. 5 NC DOT employees and a state trooper recently honored with the Governor's Award for Excellence for saving lives along I-40 in the Pigeon River Gorge during Hurricane Helene. The employees helped people trapped on the crumbling highway. They coordinated traffic and guided vehicles to safety through the median. Their quick action ensured folks escaped without injury.
As we head to break, here's an exclusive shopping deal for our viewers.
Hi, our team tests a ton of products and we only bring you the best. I am super excited about this one today because it's going to save you literally hundreds of dollars on a plumber. I'm talking about this. It's Professor Amos Super Fast Drain Cleaner. And wait until you see how this works. We have a little experiment set up over here. It's nuts. All right, so this is actually how your drains look. I know it's kind of gross. The hair, the grime, the grease. And did you know your kitchen sink is actually the dirtiest in the entire house? But this works on any drain, from the kitchen to the bathroom to the shower. So all you do is you pour a few ounces in. That's literally it. And I'm gonna show you over here what's actually happening. We have some drain experts who built this for us. This is what's happening in your drain, and you can't see it. This mimics what's in your drain. Look at that. It liquefies it immediately. What's so amazing about this product, and we've tested a lot of them over the years, is that most drain cleaners just have a pinhole size, fix. It's temporary. This cleans, drains the pipe as well. And then all you need to do is run your hot water in whatever room you're in for 5 minutes, and boom, you have clean drains. No plumber's gonna have to come out. Normally, a 2-pack of this goes for $59.95, but we have an exclusive deal just for you. $33.95 for a 2-pack. That's a whopping 43% off. Grab it while supplies last. Just scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
Time now, 8:16. The countdown is on for the Macy's Day
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
That's right. And in the hours leading up, crews are busy inflating those giant balloons while
Dozens of balloons and floats filled the streets of Manhattan's Upper West Side.
Snoopy? Yeah. I love Macy's Day Parade.
Many of the familiar balloon favorites like Marshall, the Dalmatian from Paw Patrol, and Dora the Explorer are joined by new friends this year like Buzz Lightyear, Pac-Man, and Mario. Creative new floats were on display along Central Park. Giant Labubus and a Demogorgon from the Upside Down delighted the crowds.
The parade is just such a great part of New York, and it's such a great part of history. It's the greatest show on earth, and we're just so lucky to be part of it.
April Rubenstone raced to the front of the viewing line, eager to keep the decades-long tradition going.
It doesn't matter what age you are, it's for everybody.
For others, seeing the parade is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity they couldn't wait to take part in.
Growing up, seeing this on television, I had always wished to come and see one live. So this is definitely on my bucket list and pressing it out.
I've wanted to do it for 25 years, to come and watch them blow up the floats, and we finally said, let's do it.
While everyone has something unique they're eager to see in the parade, one common thread connects them all.
I'm thankful for my family and my 90-year-old mother.
Thankful for our family and for everyone's health.
This is our first Thanksgiving as a family of 4. So he's got a little brother. Are you thankful for your little brother?
Yeah.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
All right, we want to give a special shout out to the Catawba Ridge High School Marching Band. They're going to be representing South Carolina in this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade this morning. The group got in some last-minute practice last night, some shots right here. They're expected to be lined up just before Santa at the end of the parade. Congrats to them, so exciting. Well, a lot of families are going to be preparing their holiday meals, so if you want to make sure you don't spend Black Friday in the bed, follow these food safety rules. First, be mindful of cross-contamination, especially when it comes to uncooked meats like the bird. Once food is cooked, don't leave anything out at room temperature for more than a couple hours. Move leftovers into the fridge right away. They can be reheated and enjoyed for, say, up to 4 days later. The only exceptions to the 2-hour rule are baked goods like cookies and whole fruits and nuts. Keep that in mind.
It may be Thanksgiving, but it actually feels more like December 21st, the first day of winter. That's right, 54 degrees then. But through today, we're expecting to be back around 50 degrees come noon, lower to the mid-50s, really between about 2 and 4. And I think the sunniest part of the day is really by day's end, picking up a few clouds heading into the afternoon. But this is actually the warmest day that we have over the next 7. I'll let you know when you can expect the coldest morning, the coldest day, and the wettest day. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us on WCNC Plus here on this Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? November is almost over. That is craziness. Delulu is a word I learned this year. 54 today, and then after that, we end in the upper 40s. I don't have a graphic prepared for this, but I was literally just looking at this data. So if November were to end right now, it would be officially the 4th warmest November in Charlotte history. However, if you factor in the highs and lows that we have forecasted, we move all the way down to number 19. So the last 4 days are so cold in the month of November, these 4 right here, that it moves us from the 4th warmest to only the 19th warmest. Still in the top 20, but it really shows how far off the mark these are that really bring us down the rankings. Now, the next chance for rain isn't today, nor for your Black Friday or Small Business Saturday. It's on Sunday. So a lot of us might be traveling on Sunday. Keep this in mind, especially during the afternoon. That's where this is going to be rolling in. Even though it's a likely chance for rain on Sunday, it's a likely chance for rain again on Tuesday. Now, sometimes rain chances are a little misleading because you can have 2 days that rain is likely, but that doesn't really talk about the duration, where I think that you have maybe a couple hours of rain, maybe a few for your Sunday. Tuesday right now is shaping up to be most of the day rain. So let's open up our travel circle. We don't have much to mention in the near term. We have a few clouds either side of noon today. We clear out. Sunny for your Friday. More mixing of clouds and sunshine for your Saturday. But then here comes your Sunday. Sunday, we start to see our first signs of rain in the mountains as the sun is rising up. That rain swings its way further off towards the east, so we will have on and off rain potentially during the afternoon, but as of right now, it looks to be just a quick little stint. Rain clears out, maybe a slight chance for rain on Monday, but Tuesday, widespread rain rolls back in, even a chance for a wintry mix-up in the high country, and could be hours of rain for the course of your Tuesday. A lot could change, and then the back side of this, even filtering in a mix of rain and snow. I'll have your full forecast at the top of the next half hour. In the meantime, my man, Larry Sprinkle, talking about this day in history.
At the Story Sprinkle, time for this day in history. On this day, you go back to November 27th, the year 1924, 101 years ago. Macy's first parade. Back in those days, it was called the Christmas Parade. Now it's the Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's the ad from the newspaper. Started out with elephants and lots of zoo animals from the nearby zoo. There were four different bands that performed that day. About 10,000 people came out to see the parade. And those are the world-famous Rockettes who were marching in the parade as well. And, of course, Old St. Nick greeting thousands of people right there in Times Square. There you go. That's Old St. Nick Macy's Christmas Day Parade. The year was 1924, and that's on this day in history. I'm Larry Sprinkle.
All right, thanks, Larry. This holiday season is right around the corner. It's actually here, and so is the 25th Magical Toy Drive. WCNC Charlotte is once again teaming up with the Salvation Army to help put gifts under the tree for local families. And this week, there is more ways you can help. Bring any new unwrapped toy to any Charlotte area Belk location between Sunday and now and December 14th. Plus, at the Checkers game this Saturday, the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you're going to the game, make sure to bring a teddy bear and toss it on the ice after the Checkers score their first goal. You can just scan the QR code that you do see on your screen for other ways to donate.
Live pictures right now over the John Belk as folks head out to see some family on this Thanksgiving. Thanks for starting your morning with us here on WCNC Charlotte all mornings, but especially on a morning like this. We appreciate it. Another check of your traffic and morning news next on WCNC Plus.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Much colder than yesterday, but hey, that's okay. Plenty to be thankful about. We got that sunshine. 40 degrees right now around Charlotte, 37 for you in Hickory, freezing still in the North Carolina mountains. Thanksgiving Day forecast. About an hour from now, we're expecting to warm about 4 degrees. By the time you're having that turkey feast, say around 2 o'clock, it looks to be the average time. Lower to the mid-50s at that point. I have a high of 54 for today, by the way. And by the time you're taking a turkey nap, temperatures in the upper 40s, falling quickly down to the 40s this coming evening. Now, in the 7-day forecast brought to you by the Jerry Hunt Supercenter, you notice that the 54 is the highest point that we have across the board. We have the upper 40s going forward. Tomorrow and also Saturday morning are the coldest lows we've had so far this season. Yikes, 25 on Saturday morning. But our next chance for rain is on Sunday, and then heading into Tuesday. Tuesday not only looks to be the coldest day, but also the wettest day. Widespread rain pretty much from sunrise to sunset with maybe a few breaks. All in all, our traffic picture looking great. Here's what it looks like outside. Gorgeous skies, beautiful Carolina blues off in the distance, so enjoy it. Nothing really to mention outside of that. I've been looking across the area, 0 incidents. That's right, we are at a 0. So drive safe, everybody. We're live streaming on WCNC Plus right now. Hope you join us.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on WCNC Plus at 8:30. I'm Megan Bragg.
And I'm Ben Thompson. Millions of Americans hitting the road this morning on their way to Thanksgiving dinner. AAA says more than 2 million folks here in North Carolina will travel at least 50 miles from home this week. Maybe you're one of them. And while air travel is in fact up, AAA says most people are sticking to the road. With that much traffic, experts say a little prep can keep you from getting stranded somewhere.
First and foremost, check your tires. Yeah, so review your tire's age, especially as you hit remote areas. Cell phone service isn't always a given, so download those offline maps.
Yep, those offline maps. Experts also recommend charging any roadside tools and packing comfort items like gloves, a blanket, and reflective gear, just in case your trip doesn't go exactly as planned. God forbid, you might need that blanket. Chris joins us right now, and I mean, it's good weather from a driving perspective, I guess, but it's definitely cold.
Very cold, so you might be cranking up those heaters as you're getting in the car. And it might be a trick because you might have had the AC on yesterday, and all of a sudden that cold air is going to blow at you right away. I did that and I knew the forecast. I just am very forgetful. Also, another thing to mention, I have another graphic on this when I do my traffic section to start off this half hour here on WCNC Plus. Every 10 degrees that the temperature drops, you lose 1 to 2 PSI in your tires. So that means if you keep them around 34, they could be potentially down by about 4 PSI. If they're already low, then that could be a problem. So something that maybe you want to check. And also our extended forecast is keeping things much colder than where we have been over the last 10 days. So our current temperatures all over the place, officially above that freezing point. Lincoln, you dropped down to 32 about an hour ago, up to 35. Around 40 degrees around Charlotte, 40 in Rock Hill, and then 40 for you in Monroe. Your out the door forecast, maybe you're flying out the door because you said, oh no, we don't have cranberry sauce. I got 2 cans. I'm ready to go. If the canned cranberry sauce is your thing, up to about 50 degrees by noon. I think the cloudiest part of the day is really the early afternoon as clouds start to increase. But for your Thanksgiving dinner, all is well. Temperatures anywhere from about 50 to 54 degrees. The warmest hour likely around 3 p.m. Winds will be on and off gusty throughout the day, gusting to about 20 to 25 at their peak, so keep that in mind. Thanksgiving evening, well, temperatures cooling off pretty quickly. We dropped down to 38 degrees this morning. Realistically, our low could either be matched or beaten by about a degree by about midnight because we are cooling off in a hurry that we're actually going to have some of the coldest temperatures we've had so far this season. The coldest we've been so far? 29 in Charlotte Douglas. I have a low of 28 degrees by tomorrow and 25 come Saturday. That also means that our highs are going to be on the chillier side as well. So for your Friday, it's chilly. But hey, have the sunglasses just like that, cool turkey. A few more clouds on Saturday. Saturday at times I think will be cloudy, especially in the morning, and then a little more afternoon sunshine. And then Sunday is going to be the interesting one as we really start to increase that cloud cover. What I've been showing you over the last few days have been really the 10-day forecast, but I've called this when it feels like forecast. So I really want to talk about this in the near term. So check this out. Over the last 10 days, it has felt more like October. This has been unreal. 67 to 80 degrees is where we've been sitting. We did drop down to 66 on the 24th, but that 80-degree temperature, and I was mentioning this yesterday, is actually the second latest 80-degree high that we've had in Charlotte history. So it's been an unreal run. But then when you flip the script over the way that it feels like today, it's almost the opposite. So instead of feeling like, hey, late November where we should, it's actually feeling more like January. That's right. 54 degrees today is actually the top that we have until next Thursday. So that means we have to wait until another Thursday to get back to where we are. Then mainly highs going to be in the upper 40s thereafter. In between here, we also have some rain chances. A cold rain is miserable. A rain in the 40s, ugh. So we're going to be really feeling that. This is the coldest rain that we've had in actual months, where it really looks like one day stands out from all the rest, and that is this coming Tuesday. Tuesday is the bottom, right around 44 degrees, which, by the way, during the middle of January, we still average 52. So this is even below the high that we typically have during the month of January. Really just putting that in perspective. But coming up, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. This is the one day that could be weather impact alert. A low of 44, lows in the upper 30s, highs only in the mid 40s with most of the day rain. I'll show you what this looks like hour by hour coming up. But first, we have to see how your morning commute is faring. As I mentioned, temperature right around 40 degrees. We do have a slight wind chill. 37 degrees is the wind chill across the Queen City. Where you're looking at right now, oh, the camera froze on me. All right, let's get you a camera that's actually moving real quick. Let's go to about Tyvola Road. So this will start moving here in a second. As you can see, cars are really starting to pick up compared to what we have, but typically this is the volume of traffic you see around 5 a.m., so that really just puts it into perspective. But we do have one new incident. This is a stalled vehicle right here on the roadway, Park Road between Park Crossing Drive and Johnson Road. This was reported by police less than 20 minutes ago. That is the only incident that we have so far. I mentioned this during my main weather, that tire pressure loses about 1 to 2 psi, so just kind of a note, and we mentioned this right off the top, make sure to check that tire pressure, especially since our temperatures aren't improving too much. And then our worst travel times after Thanksgiving. Today's really not a problem, still be safe. Worst travel time for your Friday, 1 to 7. Saturday, 1 to 8. 11 to 5 for Sunday, and then noon to 8 is the biggest window we have for your Monday. But of course, let's end with the good, right? It's really pretty much before either 10 or 11 Friday through Sunday, you're good to go. Monday is the only day that's actually best to drive during the evening, and Monday is typically one of the busiest days that we have after Thanksgiving this holiday season. Take care, drive safe, and happy Thanksgiving.
All right, thanks so much, Chris. Grocery prices remain a top concern across the country, and food pantries are preparing for a significant influx of people this week. Bethany McDonald, executive director of Hearts United for Good, says the nonprofit distributes 700 bags of groceries every Wednesday night in Charlotte. She says sometimes people wait in line for hours. Their goal is to provide enough food to last families for 1 week.
I'm actually retired. But being retired is not all about fun and games. The need is still there. It's more now than when I was working.
To find out how you can get assistance, visit our website at WCNC.com. The 79th annual Novant Health Thanksgiving Eve parade went off without a hitch yesterday. This year, the parade is built around the theme Light Fest. Floats, costumes, and performers have new lighting, making this one of the brightest parades they've ever put on. There were few new additions this year, including the ACC float and a performance by the UNC Charlotte Marching Band. Organizers say the parade helps people remember what they're thankful for.
And it reminds us that people are hungry, that some of us have plenty. We're going to have groaning tables on Thanksgiving Day. But then for others, the tables are kind of sparse.
CMPD increased patrols and enhanced security to keep everyone safe. Well, for businesses asking where's the money, a single social media post could be the ticket to success.
It's true. That's what happened for Beads Inc. It's a local jewelry making shop. It's been around for decades, but is going viral now thanks to a social media post they never saw coming. WCNC Charlotte's Michelle Bowden has more on their overnight success.
It was a total coincidence. Two different TikTokers in the area happened to come in the store within a matter of days. Both the videos went viral. The impact on this store, incredible.
Okay, I just had the best experience at this store in Charlotte.
It's been so fun and such a wild ride this summer.
Come with us to make custom jewelry.
To have all of these new customers find out about us. Yeah, that looks so great.
Ann Todd has been at the helm of Beads Inc. for almost as long as the shop has been here on this busy Myers Park corner.
You're gonna wear it a lot. I wear mine a ton.
But 25 years in, she never expected her little jewelry shop to suddenly find a whole new wave of customers.
We are having people who are coming to Charlotte for a girls' weekend. They might live in Chicago, they might live in Texas. And they knew they had to stop at Beads Incorporated because it was such a fun experience that they saw from the TikTok videos.
Basically, you walk into this beautiful old home.
It's called Beads Incorporated.
That's right. People are coming from across the country discovering Beads Inc. thanks to TikTok.
Instantly, I could tell it was getting a lot of views, like it was really picking up. The store is so cute inside.
You just grab a basket and start picking out beads you like.
Turns out not one, but two people, both named Emily, randomly posted on TikTok within days of each other.
I think there's over 100,000 views right now.
A lot of women are on TikTok, and Charlotte is getting like a larger TikTok following, and people are posting more about new things, so I guess it just really hit home.
And it hit big.
We were so busy on that Saturday, but even throughout the week.
So here's me just like stringing along
all day long, people coming in, finding out about us.
To be able to make it myself and get it the same day.
From the TikTok videos, and we've had to buy a lot more product.
They've also had to hire additional staff and extend their opening hours.
It is really cool. It's amazing to see the power of social media and what local small influencers can do for a business.
Sounds amazing. It's awesome. I'm so happy for them. They deserve it. This is an amazing business, and I'm so glad I could help them in that way.
Now Beads Inc., the store is open every single Saturday through the holidays. Reporting in Charlotte, Michelle Bowden, WCNC Charlotte.
Black Friday deals are already grabbing headlines, but some of the most important shopping will take place a day later. Why it's important to shop local this Saturday.
We haven't even sat down to Thanksgiving dinner, and some folks already thinking about tomorrow and shopping. That's because Black Friday deals have already begun. The National Retail Federation expects overall sales to be about the same as last year as shoppers hunt for bargains. However, industry experts say technology is continuing to play a bigger role in how people shop this season.
Also, using AI tools to track deals and look for inspiration. We also see shoppers, similar to last year, looking at secondhand items.
If you choose to shop online, Adobe says the biggest discounts on Cyber Monday will be on apparel and computers.
Black Friday marks the official start of the holiday shopping season with big box retailers slashing prices. But Saturday, the deals center around small business. It's known as Small Business Saturday.
That's right. Jen Sullivan explains why this year it's especially important to shop local.
During the day, Ashton O'Malley works in tech, but at night and on weekends, she's working out of this shed in her backyard, fulfilling her dream of being a small business owner. She's the founder of Circle Time Stories.
Circle Time Stories is a brand of children's books and supportive tools that put big life lessons into tangible concepts for kids.
Between juggling 2 jobs, she's also a mom to a 5- and 2-year-old. Her children, her inspiration behind the idea to first write and self-publish a children's book about bravery called The Very Brave Day.
Bravery isn't, facing the monster in your closet. It's trying a new food.
This book, the launching pad to a much bigger idea about kids talking about and tackling their big emotions. She now sells stickers, clothing, and stuffed animals, all tied to stories about being brave. She says her biggest challenge is finances.
My margins are razor thin. I feel like I'm just incurring more costs and it's so expensive.
O'Malley lives in Ventura, California, where the cost of living is already high. Supplies to even make things like stickers now cost her more. And those added costs hit small businesses particularly hard, according to industry experts.
Business owners who are facing tighter margins, facing more difficult times, and really show up for them the way they show up for their own communities as well.
Catherine Cullen with the National Retail Federation says events like Small Business Saturday are so important. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce estimates there are more than 33 million small businesses with fewer than 500 employees and less than $7.5 million in annual receipts. They make up 99.9% of total businesses in the U.S. Back in her shed, O'Malley has big dreams for her company, but knows the reality is she's likely years away from making this her full-time job.
This is my chance to show my kids what bravery looks like.
Out the door today.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The job market remains steady in what analysts call a low hire, low fire environment for the 3rd week in a row. First-time claims for unemployment benefits have dropped. New data from the Labor Department shows claims fell by 6,000 to about 216,000, the lowest since April. Experts say while weekly claims aren't climbing, many Americans who lost jobs are still struggling to find new ones.
All right, dance like a twerky turkey. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Coming up, I'm going to talk about Thanksgiving stats, where we're about to end November, where we go into December, where we typically should be, and some of those Thanksgiving extremes. All right, let's go. See you after the break.
8:51 right now on WCNC Plus. If you're just now joining us, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. If you're headed out, it's a much chillier day than what we've been used to over the last few days, so you might want to take a sweater. Chris is joining us right now with a look at your weather impact forecast for this Turkey Day.
Yeah, it's kind of a mean trick that we were, for the better part of 10 to 14 days, anywhere from the mid-60s to around 80 degrees. It was a delightful treat, don't get me wrong, but the last 4 days, we'll be taking a hard shift over to more like late December to middle of January, dead of winter like highs. Now you can see today 54 is actually the highest that we have over the next 4, but this will complete the November calendar. So this brings us through the 30th. What I think is most interesting, and this is our weather stat of the morning, this is the 4th warmest November up through 26 days. That's where we've averaged 57.2. So the 4th warmest ever, dating back to 1878. However, if you take the 4 days of highs and lows that I have here in the forecast, we're going to drop all the way down to the 19th warmest November on record. It's still in the top 20. Don't get me wrong, it's still been overall, but that's how cold the next 4 days are going to be to bring us from the number 4 spot all the way down to the 19th spot, and also bringing us down over 2 degrees for the average. Oh, Turkey, what are you doing back here? That's all right, I'll let you stay. We have average high about 59.4 for any giving Turkey Thanksgiving, and we have an average low around 38. That's pretty typical for this day in climatology as well. All right, dance off, my friend. We are expecting Thanksgiving dinner to be in the lower to the mid-50s. This will actually be one of the coldest Thanksgiving that we had over the last 5 years. Temperatures in the lower to the mid-50s, as I mentioned, and on and off you will have a chillier wind chill in the 40s, and that's because you could have an occasional gust getting up to about 20 miles per hour. As far as the warmest of all time, that was 74 back in 1985 and 2016. Now the coldest, 19 degrees, thank goodness we're nowhere near that. And the wettest, well, that was back in 1983. We had 1.68 inches of rain. As for the snowiest, don't worry about it. We've actually had not even a trace of snow ever measured around the Charlotte area on Thanksgiving Day. Our high temperatures, though, will get cooler. Check it out, down to 44 degrees. As for the wettest day, have to mention it looks to be Sunday we have rain, and likely rain for most of the day this coming Tuesday.
Chris, thanks. Hey, folks, a reminder, our 25th annual Magical Toy Drive is underway, and we need your help. WCNC Charlotte teaming up with the Salvation Army to make sure local kids get gifts under the tree. All you gotta do is bring a new unwrapped toy to a local Belk location between now and December 14th. Plus, for this week at the Checkers game, if you're going Saturday, some of the stuffed animals from the teddy bear toss will go to the Magical Toy Drive. So if you're going to the game, make sure you take an extra teddy bear with you. Or if not that, scan the QR code there on the right-hand side of your screen about other ways you can donate. Live pictures right now from 34th Street in Midtown Manhattan. You can see the big Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade underway even as we speak. Keep it right here on WCNC Plus, and have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.